just check the audio. There you go. All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to our Paul, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kodash. Kal Hal Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kodash. As in the ancient Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is a correct name for the God of the Bible, who the world ignorantly called Jehovah, God, Yahweh, and his son's true name in Hebrew is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. I want to give the honors unto elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to all the brothers and Modi pushing this word in sincerity and in truth to all believe in this gospel. Shalom. This is going to be, like a news or prophecy update. Sure, we literally in the end there, brothers to the Spirit has been saying that, like, this prophecy. That Jake been saying, or people in general, so oh, long time here, so gotta come or a long time, these things are happening, nothing new, but them are on a record breaking level. For example, this year, let's see, hold on, time flies. 2023, so it was this year, what the fuck, when August? February, early this year. February 6, 2023, location Turkey and Syria. Yeah, and we know the death toll. This is on death toll. 58,000. So look at that. 58,000 people put to death. Now earthquake hit Turkey and Syria, and that was this year. Here it is. I'm sure some of them have some. And I think what was this one? 7.8. Still earthquake, And now of another one, not that much data as yet. But this is another one. It says this is an article I have here from ABC News. It says dated today, today, September 9, 2023, which just as a possible 9 this year, year of laws, basically what their prophecies gonna come to pass, if you're saying speeding up. So entitled is Morocco earthquake live updates. It says at least 1,033 people dead in rare powerful earthquake, because I think them saying earthquake no shit this from what, over 100 years now. You see me? Almost a century. So it's not known for earthquake be shaking those places. So it's a rare event. But those are the things that's going to happen in these last time, and you start going to blame on climate change and all that bullcrap, which not for them I do. But ultimately, who is the mastermind behind everything? How about Shemel Shai, the power that actually stated these things were going to happen. All right, so I have the link in the description box, but I'm going to just read maybe 2-3 paragraph, and move to the scriptures. Also, this is be edifying and short and to the point. It says a rare and powerful 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck Morocco late Friday night and killed at least 1,037 people in the country's strongest quake in more than a century, according to Morocco's Interior Ministry. The U.S. Geological Survey recorded the quake at 6.8 magnitude when it hit at 11:11 p.m. locally, with shaking that lasted several seconds. Morocco's National Seismic Monitoring and Alter Network measured it at 7 on the Richter scale. The US agency reported a 4.9 aftershock hit 19 minutes later. It says Marrakech has a population of almost a million people, a popular tourist destination known for its historic palaces. Marrakech hosted the 2016 United Nations Climate Change Conference. What a convenience, But not to men, but basically, as I say, himself over 100 years, over a century since none they get no earthquake. Right, but lo and behold, there come a 6.81 will kill over 1,000 people. One day, one go, you know. So see these things as signs of the times here, what was written in the scriptures. This is Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And what time we measure? The time to the return of our Lord Yahushai. Right? We see all of the events what transpire on the face of the earth to know how close he is. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And it tell you how the Most actually was going to visit the world. I think that's Isaiah 29. 6. Isaiah 29 verse 6 says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise and with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And just the other day there was earthquake, earthquake. There's a flood in a storm, in certain places in America. You must see how at first a storm actually got it so. So we see record breaking events happening over and over and over. And again, ESA blaming this on climate change, but it's actually the effects, will take place at the end of the age. Age referring to the time frame when Esau get further certain Esau is the end of the world, and the world there is referring to the end of the age, Aeon. Because there's 3 Greek words that was translated, as one in the English for world. But you have the Greek Ikomini, which mean the planet, and you have cosmos, mean our arrangement, and you have Aeon, mean age. So when we go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 2, the disciples say, oh, what will be the sign at the end of the world was referring to the end of the age, when the so-called white race, the Edomites, get for rule. That's why they say, I know we will restore the kingdom to Israel. These are the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Constantinos, who don't get scattered all over the earth. Right, but the aim is to basically we get rulership. Yahushua is coming back to basically set up the kingdom of heaven, his kingdom which we being joined heirs with him, because he's basically the chief Israelite. Yeah, so, and he said what? Flame of devouring fire. We'll see what take place over there in Hawaii. Right? Remember the name of the thing of Lulu or some shit like that. Remember the name of the town? Burned down, flattened. Right? When we saw a lot of people die, which people, I saw thousands of people dead in about the, let me see. Let me see if them release the current dead toll. Fire. Fire. 20, 23. Let's see if them state. Them saw lower 115 people, but people on the ground, me not more likely believe, I say thousands, dead. Right? Let me see if them state the name of the place. Why? Or whatever you pronounce it, I can't pronounce it. La Hania. La Haina. The La Haina is pronounced. Well, yeah, flame of devouring fire. So it's the forest fires and stuff, which again, some of them are instigated by Esau. But ultimately, the scripture tells that these things are going to happen in the last days. So whether it be done by man or so-called natural disaster or whatever, which ultimately the most they do it, because he controls everything. So now go back to the precept here in the book of Second Ezra chapter 9, it says verse 3 says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, all right, earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, I would say that right now, bro, people get fed up with them government, uproars of the people that are protests. So while the earthquakes are going in diverse places, you have uproars of the people in the world, and bro, up and more and more, and get intensified. It says, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest of plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. And that's what we're seeing right now in the world. The ending, the signs at the end. So a lot of people say, oh, a long time here, so God will come and see. No, we're literally in the last days because we use the prophecies to measure the time to say, oh, yeah, long time earthquake, a shake, true, long time forest fire, but look on the intensity of these with all of the other events where basically everything basically happening at one, with the whole digitalization for push the mark of the beast, MOTB, right? Which that is the last one of the last major prophecy before the destruction. And with the destruction come with the salvation of Israel. And the destruction will come with me in World War III, and America will be eradicated off of the face of the earth. And we see that a brew right now. So if World War III, you find a World War III, the Lord will return when the nukes and fire. And we in at the first phase of World War III. Show you. The scripture says, measure the time diligently. Because scripture says, well, at that time shall thy people be delivered. Let's get that. Time of Jacob's trouble. All right. Let me get it from Daniel chapter 12. Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, time of Jacob's trouble, right? Or temptation. When you see you're basically on the grid, and take that MOTB, that implantable device, that chip, right, and be destroyed ultimately. Is him or forsake it, reject it to the spirit and power about Shemel Shine means to be off the grid and being persecuted. Time of Jacob's trouble, such as never was since there was a nation. So the time of come right now, we see it happen with a lot of the chaotic events, like pre even the pandemic, the lockdowns, such as never was since as a nation. They might plan even harsher lockdown. They might say this gonna be it. This one way I see. Lockdown come out of. Because it'll be more severe. Corona part 3 or 4 or 2, whatever number them they know, with world climate lockdowns. So we see where things are happening. It says, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. All right, so at that point, the elect gonna get delivered here. All right, I want to go to Luke 21. As I'm close with this, Luke 21 and Luke 21 verse 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun. So you have a whole heap of like solar eclipse and so forth taking place. These are actually representation of the end. Because the scripture telling us in the book of Genesis, so these were basically made for what? To tell the times. And in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations. So Morocco basically felt distressed, yesterday night, and up to now, because it says, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. And I think perplexity supposed to go back to, things were hard to deal with, you can't cope. Let's find out. Perplexity, inability to deal with or understand something. So what takes place right now is nations that go through perplexity, inability to deal with the level. That's why even when we pretty like the economy in countries, I feel them can't deal with it. Right, plus the so-called natural disasters, again, because we know ESA have more program, well, cause well for bullshit as well. But these worldwide so-called climate change events, the nations can't deal with it, stressing. Right, that's how them will feel, which all will feel ultimately. And from the ashes of their world will a better one. Inside joke. But it says the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts feeling them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. So I like calamity upon calamity upon calamity. As the scripture says, when they shall think peace and safety, sudden destruction, a man run from a lion and a bear met him, running in a house and things, all his own look a serpent that time of trouble upon our levels, and it's a build up, build up, build up, build up. Right? Let me see something. As I mentioned that. Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And, let me start the verse. I'm not sure the verse may start. One second. Yep, verse 17 says, woe is me, 2nd Ezra 16, verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. So the prophet actually has seen the destruction that take place. I must say, yo, shit. Who will deliver me in those days? So him see himself basically as see the destruction in a time, in the future, and I say, yo, who will save me? Because scripture said the stain of the Lord will be from one end of the earth to the other. Dead bodies are going to lie in the streets, yo. People are just dead. Like you see that one, a little strike, yeah, 1,000 people. This will be more frequent, and the numbers will start go up as they go closer to the day. So it says the beginning of sorrows and great mourning. So we are witnessing right now the beginning, in the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. So we're at the beginning, the initial stages of great death. It's going to be famine of biblical proportion. The world, UN or Food Bank or them place that tell you these things. I see that happen. Place a flood out, and crops now bear as it was or used to. Countries are cut off rice export. And Jamaica no make rice or grow rice. And one of the main rice and chicken, Jamaican so-called Jamaicans or Benjamites, main dish, main meal. Says the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. So at one point, food, people can afford food, so they're all right, but now things that get worse. So them think they're in a good case. Whereas what? And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. You look on all like Berlin, France, New York, going to be field states, right? So when we go back to Luke 21, verse 25, it says, there shall be signs in the sun, and the moon, and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's heart feeling them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Right? So Yahushua is coming back very soon. We see now the signs of his return. And when these things begin to come to pass, when you see these things are manifest, then look up and lift up your heads for redemption right now. So that's what we're supposed to be focusing on now. salvation. As I was literally thinking on this picture here. Let me see picture. Like, this give me time, get some. I was thinking on. I was seeing a picture with okay, let me see one minute see the other day. I could not find it, but it is what it is. It's on it up on them. Same thing. So, okay. Try something else real quick. Yeah, I try to feel a good one, but I find it. But anyways, my social values. Yeah, try to one. You see my Ephesians. Let's have a so if you look like I wrote some issues. All right. It says, this is armor of God, right? When you read Ephesians 6, verse 10 on down, it says, the helmet of salvation, or the kind of shield of faith, used to block the fiery darts of the wicked, so used to block them attacks, so you don't have doubt. And it says the breastplate, belt, or you say I've been near lines girt about with truth. It's a belt, and say the breastplate of righteousness, go back to the truth as well. Sword of the spirit, which is a word we use, for fight. Um, feet protected by the gospel, show the preparation of the gospel. But the main point here, the helmet of salvation, right? So when it was mentioned, let me say helmet go on your head, so the whole thing was supposed to have on mind, right? Is basically the ultimatum salvation, right? Because with all the destruction that's coming, the ultimatum is basically to be delivered from the said evil that's coming, right? So that really that's the lesson I hope it is edifying to like out there. Giving all praise to boy, how about you, shy about you, Kakadash. Double honors into double honors into elders and apostles of great millstone. And shalom, truthful, like shalom.